hope he's coming back, man, because I want to see a return. I want to see him healthy. I've seen enough of Cocaine Connor, as much as I love him, and he's entertaining.
Yeah.
I want to see the Mac back.
Yeah, I want to see Prime McGregor back. And obviously this fight here against Eddie Alvarez is probably one of the best title performances in UFC history. And I think this is the ideal when everyone pictures McGregor. They want this version of Conor back. Obviously, he's looking very healthy right now. We've seen him new sparring footage, new training footage. He's turned to God. He's clean off the drugs and the drink, hopefully. It's just a matter of, can he keep this going long enough in order to get into the testing pool again? Who's his opponent going to be? And are they going to risk putting such a big name on such a big card at the UFC White House?
Look, Dana's already said that he trusts Conor. He knows if Conor says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. So he has that. And look, we're probably never going to see this Conor again. I mean, he's past his athletic prime, and he hasn't been fighting, and he's been partying. But I think Conor at 70%, and we think it's Michael Chandler, obviously, because of the promotion they already had.
Yeah, of course.
I think he's tailor-made for Conor to spark him out, man.
I think he makes
spark him out.
I think he makes light work of Chandler.
Left hand snipe.
I think Conor as a style, if you look at Conor stylistically, he is a sniper. He is a guy that catches you when you're least expecting it. As Eddie said himself, it's like it's the speed. You know, it's like you wake up, you're just on your hole. And Chandler is a reckless fighter. He's obviously an orthodox fighter. Fancies himself to have a pair of hands, but realistically,
he has power and he's a mad athlete, but he's a lunatic. And he's going to come at Conor. And Conor can manage distance better than anyone. Even if he's not at his best, I just see a big, heavy left hand taking him out.
Yeah. I think because not only does Conor have all the physical attribute advantage, like he's taller, he's got a bigger reach, he's got a better resume. You know, people want to talk about, like, Chandler's also on the end of his career. Chandler came into the UFC on the end of his career. So even Chandler's only at 70%, in my opinion.
Well, let's remember, Conor has been working out, like.
Yeah.
You've seen the closet picture, so.
Yeah. 2.5 down dumbbells hanging off his sausage. Yeah.
He might knock him clean out with the flu.
Here's the only thing. My worry for Conor, right?
Yeah.
Is that because he is at such a stage in his career where he has all the money, he has all the fame, he has everything. What is he now fighting for? Is he fighting for himself? Because I know as a fighter and someone who trains martial arts, if I'm not training, I'm partying, I'm acting the bollocks, I'm doing things that I shouldn't be doing because I don't have something to keep me.
Because you're a wild man, you know, like he needs that fighting to keep him straight. I think he wants to prove to everyone and himself and his family that he can come back and do it again. And I mean, I think Conor is now these days is seriously underrated. Prime Conor is a top 5 UFC fighter ever, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean,
people can say what they want.
Undefeated in featherweight, obliterated Max Holloway. We know how good Max is. Absolutely destroyed Max Holloway. Destroyed Chad Mendes, who at the time only had 2 losses to the current champion Jose Aldo. Knocked out Dustin Poirier in 1 round, and then dismantled Jose Aldo, the company's only featherweight champion, in 13 seconds in spectacular fashion. He doesn't get enough credit for that featherweight run, and it's only because
that run is insane. Legendary. And the way he done it, he predicted the rounds, he knocked them out. Eddie Alvarez shouldn't have been in there with him. That's what it looked like.
People say, and Eddie Alvarez was the last champion to actually beat the champion in the lightweight division.
He knocked out RDA.
RDA is an absolute animal. Yeah. Like at the time, RDA, in my opinion, was probably the scariest fight for Conor.
Let's not forget, right? Let's not forget that Eddie beat Justin Gaethje, RDA, and there was a fight where he got disqualified against Dustin. That I think he was winning.
It was swinging either way, that fight. Exactly.
Yeah. So like, he's beat Michael Chandler too.
I don't think Conor gets his flowers enough from UFC fans who are new to the sport, who never understood the the stuff that was going on behind closed doors. All they see is, Conor, he never defended his belt, whatever. Yeah, but he went up 2 weight classes. He was a 145er who jumped up to welterweight to fight Nate Diaz, which he lost.
He's took risks, man.
He wasn't afraid to take risks, and this is what I've got to commemorate. I know it's not talking about McGregor here, but I got to commemorate Islam Makhachev for this very reason. Is something that I always criticize Khabib about, is that Khabib never went up to welterweight, and mainly in my opinion because Kamaru Usman was there, and Usman would have given him trouble. But Islam's not afraid to go up and fight JDM, and this is what I like to see from fighters. If you've cleared out your division and you've dominated everybody, you know, do you want to go up? I mean, you have to go up and test your mettle against guys who are bigger and stronger than you. And that's what guys like Conor and Islam aren't afraid to do, like, you know?
Yeah, Conor really wasn't afraid to fight anyone. I think if he had been managed better, you'd see less losses.
Definitely.
But, I mean, that added to his value, though. He'd fight anyone, anywhere, anytime.
Yeah. And he literally would, though. Like, he would literally fight anybody, anywhere, anytime, any weight class. In my opinion, I think if Brock Lesnar got smart with McGregor outside the pub, I think Conor would genuinely swing and take
a shot. He'd be throwing capoeira kicks, man. He'd be throwing.
Telling you, the mentality, people don't understand, like, Conor's mentality is, I don't give a shit. I'm going to try and take your head off, and that's it. Yeah, and that's just that's a different kind of mentality, you know. The question is now, when we take all that, we look at Prime Conor, what he's done, where his head is at. Can he find that same ferocity, that killer instinct, that sniper left hand, going forward in the White House card against Michael Chandler?
I think he can come into the White. I think he will come into the White House card, and I think he'll knock Michael Chandler out. But can he be the top guys right now after taking such a long layoff and the sport's advanced? And
I know.
I'd love to see it, but
I still think Conor at 50%, even with a broken leg, KOs Chandler.
I think he KOs Chandler. Yeah, I think it's a tailor-made fight for him.
I don't think he's much of a chance against, like, if you talk about Ilya, like, Ilya Topuria is a bad fight for him. Ilya is a bad fight for him. You know, Islam's a bad fight for him. Charles is a good fight for him. In my opinion, Charles is chinny.
Charles is chinny. Yeah. There's a few guys he has a chance against, but
he shouldn't do any runs. Too old.
Now, it was Prime Conor against the Topuria. Now, that's a different conversation.
Prime Conor would have sniped Topuria next week, in my opinion.
Sniper against two brilliant strikers. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, it'd be interesting fight, but again, the way Conor figures everybody out, it doesn't matter who you are. Conor knows how. Prime Conor dissected your whole mentality. He didn't just want to kill you. He knew how you were trying to kill him, and he capitalized on those moves.
He watched everything, man. He watched he knew stuff about you that was personal. He knew every move that you make. He knew the sequences that you do. A bit like a John Jones and that kind of. He was obsessed back then.
Exactly. He was
he's probably a billionaire now or close to it. So he's like.
So let's do a quick foundation before we end this stream on McGregor and move on to the next one, right? What do you think? Yeah. Do you think he's going to make the White House card? If he makes the White House card, who's the opponent and how does it get finished?
He fights at the White House. He's the main event. I don't care what belts are on the line. Tom Jones, Alex Pereira, Conor will be the main event. Yeah. He'll fight Chandler. He'll knock him out in the White House. He'll be a cult hero again. Yeah. Maybe all's forgiven from everyone. Well, most.
I'm gonna agree with you on that. I'm gonna say he fights the White House, he KOs Chandler, and I think he sails off into the sunset and calls it a day. And that's what I think it's going to go.
And look, we might be big Conor Dick riders, but we're Irish, and
look, he's our boy, and he always will be. So that's how I see it going down. Yeah, Conor McGregor at the White House, who his opponent is, and how he gets the finish.